Good afternoon, sir.
Good
Good morning, sir. How will you protect the public from, how will you protect the government through those abusive online lenders?
Well, we have to continue strengthening our capabilities when it comes to this. This is not a problem that is exclusive to the Philippines alone, and that is some of the danger that people are starting to use AI. People are starting to use all the new very powerful tools that are available to be used on the social media or on the internet in general. There is not. It's really an arms race. Every defense or every capability that we develop to block or to catch or to nullify this kind of transactions, of course, they come up with new technology, they come up with new techniques. And so, ganun lang talaga. That's the only way that we can do it. We continue to monitor very closely and do all that we can. The SIM card registration, I think, was a big step. And I think we are getting to the point where we have disposed of or taken out of the system many of the SIM cards that have not been registered because they have been used for illegal purposes and for these scams that we have been hearing about. So we just have to be very, very watchful, and we have to be very, very careful, and also be aware of the new technologies, of the new ways in which we can prevent these kinds of things. But it really comes down to the public. My advice to the public is that when you get the message and there is a deal being presented and it sounds too good to be true, it is. There is no such thing as 100% risk-free. There is no way to guarantee these enormous returns on what they are claiming on the money that you give them. So be very, very. If the public is aware and knows and is able to spot because of the way that these scams are presented, then that is the best defense that we have. Pag nakita nga, sasabihin, hindi, kalokohan nito. So just archive it and just don't open it even. Kasi baka makapasok na naman yung mga malware, mga worm, you never know. As I said, it's basically an arms race, but our best defense is a knowledgeable consumer who can see for themselves and determine for themselves that those that are legitimate offers of let's say, a promotional offer as opposed to a scam.
Yes, sir. Will you push for any sanction on this matter?
Do?
Any sanction on this matter? Will you push?
We have to. It's not that easy to. We talk about sanctions because mahirap nang hanapin yan. What the best that we can do, there are certain instances, especially when they're very large scale, now that we can find exactly where it's coming from. But again, it's a very movable. It's not. These are not offices, corporate offices in a big building. These are people sitting in somebody's basement with a computer, which they can just shut down, sell away, buy a new one, and keep going. So that's the trouble that we are finding now. Of course, should anyone be found guilty of promoting such scams, then the full force of the law will come into play.
Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President. Maricel Halili, TV5.
Sir, magandang umaga po.
Magandang umaga.
Sir, are you happy with the version of Maharlika bill passed by our legislators? When will you sign it, sir?
I will sign it as soon as I get it. Am I happy? Well, that is the version that the House and the Senate has passed, and we will certainly look into all of the changes that have been made. And I think most of the changes that were proposed and that were eventually adopted really had to do with the safety and the security of people's pension funds. Doon nag-alala ang tao. But let me, perhaps we are looking in the wrong direction. The key to the success of any fund, any hedge fund, pension fund, sovereign fund, investment fund, is the management. Of course, all of these things can happen. We've seen them happen before because the management chose for it to happen. Ito mga skandalo na nakikita natin sa ibang lugar. On the other hand, we see examples of really successful funds. And really the difference is the management. And that's why we have made sure that it is not a government, it is independent from government. One of the first changes that I proposed to the House was to remove the president as part of the board, to remove the central bank chairman, to remove the Department of Finance, because it has to operate as an independent fund, well managed professionally. Yan ang susi dyan. Kung korap ang ilagay mo dyan, korap talaga yan. Mawawala yung pera. Kung mahusay ang nilalagay mo dyan, ay lalaki yan at magagamit natin yung pondong yan. So that's where we are now. If the Maharlika Fund, if the bill comes before me, I will sign it. But the secret to its success is who do we put in management? What is their experience? What is their reputation? What is their success rate? And we have quite a few good money managers, financial managers there that we can call upon. So certainly, sometimes I've been watching the discussions that have been going on the Maharlika Fund. And I say, that's all true. That's all true. You must worry about that. But the only way to make sure that we do not get into trouble, or the fund does not get into trouble, is that it's well and professionally managed. And so one of the elements that makes that happen is that there is a very clear independence from the day-to-day government function. Those decisions are not made by political decisions in government. The decisions made for the fund are made by finance professionals.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mela Lesmoras, PTV4.
Hi, good morning, Mr. President. Sa isang bagong survey po ng Publicus Asia, lalo pang tumaas ang inyong approval rating from 60% to 62% at maraming Pilipino rin ang lumalabas na naniniwalang nasa tamang direksyon ng bansa. Ano pong reaksyon nyo dito, sir?
Well, I'm glad. Mabuti naman. At makita mo na, alam niyo, hindi natin makakalimutan na talagang sigaw namin na kahit itong kampanya pa ay pagkakaisa. Siguro, itong ganitong klaseng mga resulta na nangyayari ay dahil nagkakaisa tayo, nagkakaunawan tayo. Kaya, for example, sinasabi na tama ang direksyon na tinutunguan ng ekonomiya, na tinutunguan ng Pilipinas, ay ibig sabihin, sabay-sabay tayong tutulong. And that's really what we are talking about. But of course, still, at the very heart of it, I have to thank all those who have continued to support not only myself, but all of the different things that we have been trying to do to make life better for all Filipinos, to find ways to bring us into the forefront of the global economy. Para naman, kilala na ang Pilipinas na magandang magtrabaho dito, magandang mag-invest dito, magandang magnegosyo, magandang kausap ang gobyerno, magandang kausap ang mga private sector. Yun ang ating habol para sa ekonomiya. At the same time, we are government after all, and the social side of that is also very important. So talagang pinipilit natin. But we can only afford a large social program if you have a robust business side that is also giving you returns. So it's all connected, even for not only for the mainstream, but also for those who sometimes fall through the cracks. Those disenfranchised, kung tawagin, and that is those are the old, the young, and the sick. Yun kailangan talaga gobyerno ang gagawa niyan. So these are I think that naintindihan, naunawaan ng tao yan. At kahit na hindi pa natin nabubuo, nakikita naman siguro na lahat ng kaya ng gawin ng pamahalaan ay ginagawa para maabot natin yung ganyang klaseng sitwasyon. Magandang buhay, maraming trabaho, at kahit na yung mga naghihirap ay nakakatanggap na kahit paano, nakakatanggap ng tulong sa pamahalaan.
Okay, thank you po, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Malacanang Press
Maraming
Corps.
salamat. Thank you.